Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of The Live Ones. It is Saturday, June 4th, 2022, and the big story today, the Rangers won Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals last night and ended an NHL record streak for the Tampa Bay Lightning in the process. The two-time champions had won 18 straight games following a loss in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The last time they lost consecutive games was back in 2019 when they got swept out of the playoffs. The Rangers are up 2-0 now, and it really does look like this might be the end of this long run for the Lightning. As much as I'd personally love to see them upend the Rangers as a Flyers fan, this is probably it for them. They just have no answers for the Rangers offense. It's too much for them, frankly. I think Andrei Vasilevskiy is out of gas after having to have a COVID-delayed playoffs in 2020 that went all the way into September, a 7-week turnaround to the 2021 season, where they also went into the end of July and won the Stanley Cup. Then just an 8-week turnaround to this season where they've gone to the Eastern Conference Finals. The man's just tired. He's worn out. I think this is it for him. Anyways, we had another winning night last night. The only bet that failed us was the Nerfy in the Padres-Brewers game. Ironic as Joe Musgrove had a no-hitter going into the 8th, but Corbin Burns just couldn't get it done for us. We get Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals tonight, a full slate of baseball and UFC Fight Night. Let's get to it. And like I said, we're going to start with out in the West. Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals, Edmonton Oilers, Colorado Avalanche. If the Oilers want any chance to win the Western Conference Finals and go on to the Stanley Cup, their effort has to start today at home. But history just has not been kind to teams in their spot. Teams with a 2-0 lead in an NHL Conference Finals series have posted a 91-7 series record in the matchup to reach the Stanley Cup final. It's virtually impossible to come back from 2 down in a conference final. The Avalanche skated to an 8-6 win in the opener and absolutely dominated Thursday's 4-0 victory, in which they broke open a scoreless deadlock with a trio of goals in about 2 minutes early in the second period. As much as the Oilers just really love playing at home, the Avalanche have no fear of playing on the road. Colorado has posted a 5-0 record away from Denver while winning 10 of 12 games during this playoff run. I think they do just fine, continuing to dominate Edmonton's absolutely trash defense and picking apart the 40-year-old Mike Smith in goal. I don't know if the Oilers are going to find their spark on offense at home, but I do know that they can't stop Colorado on defense or between the pipes. Give me the Avalanche, team total over 3.5 goals. Over to baseball. Taking a look at the Twins and the Blue Jays, the total spot. Again, this was a good spot for us last night, and we're just going to keep riding it. Yusei Kikuchi finally had the negative regression that we've been looking for all season as the Twins' offense jumped on him early and never let off the gas en route to a 9-3 victory. Dylan Bundy's going to get the start for the Twins, and Jose Barrios is going to start for the Jays against his former team in the second game of this series. Bundy has had a really hard time on the road this year. He's got a 7.50 ERA in 25 innings of work. Also, the Twins' bullpen was weakened, having to cover innings Friday following Chichi Gonzalez. Additionally, 3 of their bullpen pitchers just didn't travel to Canada because they're not vaccinated, which leaves the Twins' pitching staff severely depleted today. Jose Barrios is on the mound for the Jays. He has a 5.62 ERA and a 1.51 WHIP overall. Those are bad numbers for both pitchers. Give me the Twins and the Blue Jays once again over 8.5 runs tonight. Taking a look at Coors Field, the Braves and the Rockies. While the Braves have had a sluggish start to the season offensively, there is one area that they've absolutely kicked ass, and that's hitting left-handed pitching. And they've got a great one today to tee off on in Kyle Freeland. In 6 starts at Coors Field this year, Freeland's ERA is 6.25, and opponents have a .328 batting average against him with the slugging percentage creeping into the 500s. I think the Braves hold the obvious advantage and are priced as relatively heavy favorites because of it, but the run line is still pretty close to even money, and I think it's a great play for the day. Braves are just going to absolutely go off today. Give me the Braves run line at -1.5. The nationally televised game on Fox tonight, Phillies and the Angels. The firing of manager Joe Girardi Friday morning seems to have had the desired effect. The Phillies responded by hitting 5 home runs on the way to a 10-0 victory over the Angels last night. Now they followed up with ace Zach Wheeler on the mound. Wheeler made up for a shaky April by finding his footing and has really come alive in May. In 5 starts, he posted a 1.65 ERA, a 1.01 WHIP, and a strikeout-to-walk ratio of 8-1. This man is dialed in and shutting down everyone in his path. Michael Lorenzen for the Angels has consistently pitched pretty well, but his peripheral numbers show that he's not untouchable, particularly when he pitches against left-handers. And Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper just happen to be coming into this game red hot from the left side of the plate. I like the Phillies to be ahead after 5 innings here. Give me the Phillies' first 5 run line at -0.5 a run. Over to UFC Fight Night, and I'm taking a look at the main event, a slugfest of heavyweights Alexander Drago Volkov and Jairzinho Biggie Boy Rozenstruik. Headline Saturday's Fight Night in a clash of top 10 heavyweights. Both of these fighters have been absolutely amazing against everything except for top 5 competition. They have a combined 0-7 record against top 5 heavyweights. However, they are undefeated against everyone else, with this matchup potentially keeping the winner in the upper echelon of heavyweights, just, maybe down the road getting them another title shot. Volkov is the far more experienced of the two fighters with a 44-fight professional career dating back to 2009. He's been in the UFC for 6 years now and picked up a very strong 8-4 record along the way. Primarily a striker. He's 6'7" and an 80-inch reach. When you're that big and you have that kind of a reach, you're going to be a striker. I mean, nature is just breeding you that way. He's one of the most active heavyweight strikers. He lands nearly 5 significant strikes per minute with above-average defense. Rozenstruik, on the other hand, is entirely a striker. Doesn't even try a takedown attempt in any of his 10 fights so far. Each of his 7 wins have ended the exact same way, Rozenstruik by knockout. That, to me, is the edge here because Volkov has 8 wins, but half of them have gone to decision, which is pretty unusual for a heavyweight. Normally, heavyweight fights don't go, particularly in the when they get up to 5 rounds, they don't go the distance. I prefer the side of the better finisher, especially with heavier weight class bouts. Rozenstruik has displayed solid cardio in his UFC run. He does have a 5th-round knockout on his record, so he can bring it pretty late. You're also getting decent value on him as a plus 135 underdog. So yeah, give me Biggie Boy to win this fight straight up for the value at plus 135. That is my 5th and final play for the day. Everyone bet safe, stay safe. Follow us on Twitter at Live One Sports. Check us out on Roku and Fire TV at the Live Ones. Have yourselves a great Saturday, and I will see you next time.